Another year has come and gone, and like each year, 2017 was another great one for games. But which ones were the best? Hey Shackers, Greg here, and today I'll be counting down the best games that hit our shelves in 2017. Now the games on this list were determined by our staff, submitting their own top 10 list, as well as our communities. Votes were counted and averaged out to determine the games on this list. That said, these are the best games of 2017.
To this. Let's switch over to this person,
Yeah!
Switch to this guest.
Delay after delay, but the wait was worth it. Cuphead is first off a beautiful game, but don't let its beauty fool you. The game is incredibly hard. Dare I say, the Dark Souls of platforming games.
Stay tuned for our list of top 10 games that are similar to Dark Souls. Neo! New game Neo! We're gonna have a whole report on that. They ripped us off!
The art direction alone makes it worthy of this list, even winning the Shacknews Award for Best Art Style in 2017. The game retails for $19.99, so if you have the spare change, pick it up. It's worth every penny. The first was the pinnacle of classic isometric RPGs of old. The sequel improves on every aspect, making the world larger, classes deeper, and the story more epic. In a world of first-person shooters and action-packed hack-and-slash games, Divinity's turn-based combat is a nice change of pace. Much like the first game, it plays out in epic fashion, developing your hero and expanding on the Divinity Original Sin high fantasy universe. If you're looking for a deep RPG that will keep you busy for hundreds of hours, check out Divinity Original Sin 2. The Resident Evil series was in a bit of a dire state. With the not well-received Resident Evil 6, Capcom had some major problems facing the famous franchise. However, Resident Evil 7 was able to reinvent itself and brought back the survival horror aspect that had been removed from the series over the years. Going to first-person perspective with an interesting location, new enemies, and the classic horror feel, Capcom was able to bring this franchise back to life. Resident Evil 7 brings something to the table for new and old fans alike, just barely saving this classic franchise from the grave.
Welcome to the family, son.
Guerrilla Games finally had all the pieces fall into place after years of trying to break through with the Killzone series. All the work prior to this year led the team to create Horizon Zero Dawn, the showpiece of the PS4 Pro and one of 2017's best games. A lush, sprawling landscape full of exciting and innovative designs became the backdrop for a story of a woman fighting to learn where she came from. A fresh setting, enemy encounters of epic proportions, and a compelling sci-fi fantasy mystery work together to make Horizon Zero Dawn one of the year's can't-miss experiences.
You are truly as he anticipated. This is truly an unjust game. But if my
Persona 5 is able to triumph where so many other role-playing games have failed, hooking you from the very beginning and keeping you firmly in its grasp while you're exploring it. You'll find yourself thinking about nothing else but Joker, Skull, Panther, Morgana, and the rest of the crew long after you've turned the game off to get some rest for the night. And that's one of the hallmarks of a truly excellent game. If you've got 100 hours or so to spare, you might scratch Persona 5's surface. If you've got 100 more, you'll become intimately familiar with one of the greatest RPGs of all time.
Like a vision out of Dante's Inferno.
Monsters did this.
Not monsters.
Man. America? I guess they don't have the fighting spirit no more. They just do whatever the fucking Fuhrer tells them to do.
Don't let anyone tell you that story-driven first-person shooters are dead. Wolfenstein: The New Order had a great story, interesting set pieces, and lots of killing Nazis. The second continues the story from the first. However, Germany has basically won World War II and is now in control of the United States. With a new location and interesting enemies, it pulls its weight very well in a year of online multiplayer games. Don't miss out on this awesome Nazi killing spree.
As a bushwhacking guerrilla army, we're going to be doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis.
This darkness is a disease, a rot that takes hold and spreads to every part of me. And I fear I will follow in your footsteps. I am alone and scared. I beg for your guidance.
The game had a soft release and quickly became popular due to word of mouth, with an interesting story, amazing graphics, and superb audio design. Hellblade is a unique experience taking notes from the GameCube classic Eternal Darkness. You never know what you should or shouldn't do with the voices in your head consistently whispering to you, even hallucinating. It will break your mind but not your wallet, as the game was only $29.99 when it was released and is even cheaper now. The game feels, looks, and plays like a AAA experience. Want to question your sanity? Jump into Hellblade. It's currently the most popular online game right now, with over 3 million concurrent players on Steam, has taken the world by storm, making great use of the Battle Royale game mode popularized by the Arma DayZ mod. The game just barely made the cut this year, but they did release just in time for it to be included in our list.
Oh, wait, how does that work?
Spectacular ending!
Come on!
The Nintendo Switch brings us a Mario game that could possibly rival Mario 64, with great worlds to explore, an interesting new character introduced, and of course, superb platforming controls, all on a fantastic mobile device known as the Nintendo Switch. Mario makes one hell of a comeback in one of this year's best Switch games. Now before I get into number 1, there are a lot of games that didn't make this list, so let's look at some honorable mentions. The Legend of Zelda franchise has been around for over 30 years, and over these past 3 decades, each game tries to bring something new to the table. From motion controls to a world clock mechanic, the series has evolved and grown. However, when such an epic franchise is able to completely reinvent itself, in a good way, it's a rare accomplishment. Zelda Breath of the Wild gave us a completely reimagined game with new mechanics and a great sense of discovery that few games are able to offer. I can't wait to see what Nintendo does next. What games did you guys think were best this year? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos like this and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.
You must save her, my daughter.